Hey guys, Greg at Best Choice Trailers here. I'm going to take you for a walk around a Big Tex 35 SA single axle utility trailer. This is offered in different sizes, but the 35 model starts in the 6-foot wides, and you can also do a 7-foot wide versus a 30 SA, if you're familiar, would be the 5-wide trailers. So a unit like this is a 6.5 by 12, is going to weigh in at about 1,100 pounds. It's going to give you a net legal payload of about 1,900. Because the GVW is 2990 minus the light weight of about 11, gives you about 19 plus your tongue weight. Tongue transfer to the truck side, it's going to be about 15%. So you're actually technically legally going to pick up another, say, 450 pounds. For those not familiar, these 2990 GVW trailers all come equipped with a 3,500 pound axle and 3,600 pounds of tires. So again, just to give you some of the background on single axle utilities. Let's take a walk around the trailer. Everything here but the spare tire mount is all standard equipment, just so you're familiar. 2-inch Demco cast coupler, standard equipment. If you're not familiar, these are an easy latch setup. So as you would crank the jack down there, this is going to auto latch down. Pretty slick setup. Makes it very user-friendly, makes it very safe because not really much to mess up on these. If you're not familiar, most single axle utilities got a 3-inch tongue. It's just a matter of whether they're lighter angle or channel. These are the channel. Channel's a little bit heavier than the angle iron tongues. Of course, you got your safety chain. This does have a sand foot, which is nice. Some trailers don't have this little guy here. It's called a sand foot, and they sink down into dirt or sand or whatnot. So the unit's also got a setback A-frame jack. If you're not familiar, most times the jack on all your economy stuff would be up front. Problem is, when you drop your truck tailgate, it's going to want to come right about there, right about the same spot. Depends on how long your ball mount is that would connect to your truck. It may interfere. This is nice because it sets that jack back to where it's out of the way. Also gives you an extra crossbar in the tongue for some extra strength. So we would call that a setback jack. It is your traditional top wind, very simple to use. Does have a standard 4-flat electrical connection. If you're not familiar, this is the connection that's been used probably for the last 25-30 years or better. It's pretty standard on nearly every towing able vehicle built today. So again, a 4-flat electrical plug. This unit's got a 2x2 tube top rail. A lot of times trailers this price point, you're going to find an angle iron rail. This actually has a 2x2 tube top rail. It's also got sealed beam LED lights all the way around, so not just your markers up front. Sometimes your more economical trailers might use all stud mounts or just an LED up front. This is all LED lights, and we'll get to showing you the back ones here in a sec. This unit's got 4 rope rings for standard equipment for tie-down points. It's got a smooth radius fender with a 205/75 R15, load range C, 6-ply radial tire. One unique thing to these, this is a 5-on-5 lug pattern, not a 5-on-4.5. 5-on-4.5s are fairly easy to pick up if you ever get into a problem. 5-on-5, we'd recommend if you want a spare, you probably pick one up here. Because you're not going to find one of these at your average Tractor Supply or similar type store. This does have Dexter brand axles. It's got your Easy Lube hubs. If you're not familiar with the Easy Lubes, simply peel that black cap off. There's a grease zert there. So a homeowner with basic hand tools can do your own bearing maintenance. For those interested in torquing your wheels and torque specs, 13/16. Those are 1/2-inch studs. They take 90 to 120 foot-pound of torque. They recommend you check them after 25 to 50 miles. 2x8 pressure-treated pine deck, standard equipment. Every once in a while in your economy stuff, you'll see a 5-quarter board. This is a 2x treated decking. So earlier I was saying about the LED lights. So not only are these sealed beam LED lights, sorry for the noise there, they give you an extra marker light on the outside that's not required. You're just required for the 3 centers and then your stop turn tails at the perimeter. So you get an extra light. And then the gate is spring assisted, and it's a very simple setup. It's toolless gate removal. Simply pull the pin, slide it out, and you can take your gate off. Pin system's fairly easy, and it is a easily replaceable setup should you need to ever replace it. Gate cross members are another point I wanted to point out. This actually has an extra cross member versus most, versus the entry level setup. And then more importantly, those cross members are made from 2x2 tube. We found in our experience tube to be significantly stronger than angle iron. Trailer like this probably most commonly is going to get a UTV, maybe a small garden tractor, very, very small compact tractor, golf cart, motorcycle, etc. All those would be fine, except maybe the compact tractor or anything similar to that. Angle iron just doesn't like to handle that kind of weight. On a tandem axle, it's much more important, but I will point out for anybody, it's a high duty cycle, single axle utility user, that heavier 2x2 tube gate cross member definitely will come in handy. Let me go ahead, lay this gate down. Now remember I said it is spring assisted. Standard 4-foot gate. So the spare tire mount is an option. We put it on. This spare tire and mount, or I'm sorry, the spare tire would be optional equipment. We do keep quite a few different spares in stock should you need something like that. Different sizes available from a 6.5 by 10, 6.5, 12, 7 by 12, etc. Shown here again would be a 6.5 by 12 foot. We do have quite a number of other utilities in stock. I think right now our total head count on single axles are over 100. So no matter what your application, give us a shout. I'm sure we've got something in stock that will work for you. You can reach us by phone at 724-864-1449, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.